Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this kind of blue eye look. I used the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette to do this eye look. I give you an in-depth tutorial on how to do this, and yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. I think it's pretty achievable. I was a little bit nervous because I really don't play with blue eyeshadows a lot, but this was very much requested, and yeah, I wanted to show it for you guys. I think it's perfect for 4th of July, which we just had, or I'm not sure when this video is going up, but hopefully before. But yeah, I think it's a really fun summer look too. It's a pop of color, it's fun, and it's really actually not too difficult. Again, I don't do a lot of blue looks, but this was actually super easy to achieve, and I think even if you're a beginner, you could give this a go. So if you want to see how to achieve this eye look, then just keep watching. So I'm going to first fill in my brows. I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist. I love this stuff. Super, super comparable to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This will give me shape to my eye shape so that when we do the eyeshadow, I really see what the structure of my face is. I'm not going to do foundation or anything like that first, just because I'm going to be playing with a lot of color, and there's not a lot of fallout with this palette, but there is a little, so I'd rather just play it safe and do that afterwards. To prime my eyelids, I'm going to use this concealer. It's the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It's nice and thick and doesn't crease. I will set it still, but I really like using this to set my eyes and get them ready for eyeshadow. Generally, I would have had my foundation and concealer done, so I would have just taken whatever was left over and do this, but it's a little extra step I have to do before that since we're doing foundation and everything after the eyes. To set down the wetness, if there is any, I mean the Tarte Shape Tape's pretty good. You don't really need to set it, but I'm going to just to be extra safe. I'm using the NYX HD finishing powder. This is the banana shade, and I'll just take my sponge or whatever I used and just pat that on there as well and create a nice powdery base for the eyeshadows. Blending powder eyeshadows on powder is much easier than trying to blend powdery eyeshadows on something that's wet. Okay, I've zoomed you in a little bit closer just so you can see what I'm doing here, but I'm sure you've all seen what this looks like. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to be mostly playing around like this right here. This blue shade, that's going to be hopefully the star of this look. So yeah, but first, in order to get to that point, we need to set down some transition shades. So first I'm going to take the shade Silk Cream. It's this shade here, and I'm just using almost all Real Techniques Real Techniques brushes, eyeshadow brushes, to do this look. They're my favorite eyeshadow brushes, so just in case you were wondering. But I'm just going to be smoothing this over the crease area. This Silk Cream, I think, is the silkiest and most, I don't know, blendable matte in the palette. They're all really nice, but this one is especially creamy. I guess that's why it's called Silk Cream. I try and be funny, but normally doesn't work out. And just in case you're wondering too, I'm doing all the eyeshadow right now just on the top lid. Then I'm going to go off camera, finish up my foundation, and show you what I'm going to do on the lower lash line. So next in the crease, I'm going to use this color here. This is called Butter. It's just slightly darker. I want to deepen up the crease just a little bit more before we get to the darkest crease shade. The reason I chose to do a look using the blue shade, which we'll get to soon, is because I'm in a few Facebook beauty groups. I don't even use Facebook like personally really, but I do like to be involved in some of the beauty groups on Facebook. It's just a good way to connect with other people who really love makeup and beauty, and yeah, I've just found them to be really nice and helpful. But I posted a photo of the palette asking what type of look or what colors people would want to see from me, and the biggest response I got was on the blue color. I think it's really tempting to go in and use the warm shades, which I definitely think I'm going to do a look using the warm red orangey tones at some point, but people seem to want to see a look with the blue. So this is very much out of my comfort zone. I never use blue eyeshadow, so this is a little different for me. I think to transition to this blue shade, oh, here it is, this blue shade, I am going to do a little bit of this green in the crease. I think it's going to be a nice transition, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. I don't want this to be green, I want it to be blue, but I need something to kind of like tie the transition shades to the blue, so I'm not going to do a lot. I think what I'm going to do too is take a little bit of this brown shade in the crease. This is called, what is this called? Central Park. It's a cool brown shade. It's more on the like purpley side of things versus the more like warm orangey red brown. So I think, yeah, I think that that will tie in the blue nicely. Okay, so you can see that the crease looks blended, hopefully. So we're going to now try this blue shade, and this is called Twerk. I can't twerk. I don't have enough buns, but I wish I could twerk. I did notice I also did a whole Instagram story swatching each and every color. I did that a few days ago, and I did notice that this blue color was not as pigmented, probably was the least pigmented shimmery type shade, so I had a feeling I was going to have to work this up. Next, I'm going to go back in with this shade, which is Jada, and put that on my other finger and kind of pat that over the top. Whoa, now that is pigmented. Holy crap. I'm going to blend these together. Yep, and I see that this is going to create more of that royal blue. I put a little bit too much of Jada on, but we'll just go back over with Twerk and make it work, honey. So what I'm going to do is take my Real Techniques brush that I used for the transition shades and just make sure that that's all blended. Even though I used my finger and it normally applies nicely, I just want to make sure that that's blended. I'm going to do a little more work on the crease because I think it needs to be a little bit deeper. I don't think it looks the best it can yet. So I'm going to use the shade, whoa, it's way over here. This is the black shade in the palette. It's called Abyss. So I'm just going to take the same brush I've been blending with because it has a little bit of blue on it still, and I like that. I'm going to take that same brush and just go in the crease here. This isn't a super, super dark black, but it definitely will help deepen this up. And go back into one of the transition shades. I'm going to use, which one is this? Silk Cream, the one that we started with, and just go over the top edges here. And you'll see this is going to make everything look much more blended and seamless. I'm going to take this tiny, tiny flat brush, this is also from Real Techniques, and go back into the blue shade Twerk and just really pack that on there and then get it really close in here on the eye. I wasn't able to reach some of these areas with my finger, and I want to make sure that the entire lid is covered. I'm going to go back in with this brush here into Silk Cream one more time. I just don't think that this is as seamless and blended as I'd like, especially right in here where I just put more blue down. So I'm just going to do this here, a little more of this blue. I just want it to really, really pop on the lid. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, I'm going to finish off my face makeup and come back on camera and evaluate how we're doing here, do the lower lash line, and add on the finishing touches. Okay, I finished off the rest of my makeup. I used Champagne Pop in honor of Jaclyn, and all I need to do now is finish off my lower lash line, do a little eyeliner, mascara, falsies, and then I'm good to go. I just paired this with a really simple nude glossy lip. I have a flat or an angled brush here from Real Techniques. I'm going to take this blue shade. I'm keeping it really tight to start because I don't want it to be like raccoon eyes. I really like this on the lower lash line. I think that that's really, really, really pretty. What I'm going to do is take my Sephora 12-Hour Contour Eye Pencil and put this in the waterline and a little bit on the lash line, and then just smudge that out with more of the blue. I'm also going to take a little bit of Jada just to make sure everything is blended. I'm taking my brush that's more like tapered like this and running it under the lash line with a little bit of that Silk Cream transition shade. It'll just make everything look a lot more seamless and like the top matches the bottom. I'm even taking it like out here in the corner just to connect the top and bottom. Okay, now for inner corner highlight. This was something I was super excited for in this palette were these two shades here. Swatched, they're absolutely gorgeous, so let's see how they look on the brow bone and inner corner. I'm going to use In Light. There's In Light and Beam to choose from. Beam is a little bit more yellow and this is more of a cool toned look, so I think this more like champagne pink color would be a better option. I mean, you could do both, but so I'm going to take a little definer brush like this and first put this in the inner corner. Oh yeah. So pretty. It's really hard, believe it or not, to find like an inner corner highlight that pops enough. And this one really, really seems to be poppin', which I love. I'm also going to take it on the brow bone. Okay, last step is mascara and lashes. For mascara, I'm using the Tarte Maneater mascara, and for lashes, I'm using half of a lash from an Ardell Cluster Wispy Lash. I have the 2 halves here. I love to cut these in half and just put them like on the outside corners. Okay guys, so this is the finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed watching. I know it was, well, it was just the eyes I kind of showed you, but I wanted to be able to show you more in-depth on the eye tutorial and not make it like a super, super long video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. I actually do like how it turned out. I'm really not a blue eyeshadow girl, but a lot of people requested this, so I wanted to bring it to you. I definitely see myself doing like a red eyeshadow look. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted right now. My dog is running through here and there's cords and stuff everywhere, so go on, buddy. But anyways, I hope you got some good tips and tricks from this tutorial, and congratulations to Jaclyn Hill and Morphe on this palette. I really do think it's a phenomenal product. If you have not purchased it, be on the lookout for when it's back in stock. I don't know if it's in stock right now, but I definitely think it's worth the money. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!